down the players that we were down. You know, I'm happy we got the win. We're gonna have to work on our defensive mentality, playing with a lead. But when we ended up, I mean, Clemson's good. They're gonna win a lot of games this year, and they're tough. They're a veteran group. You know, any team coached by Brad's not gonna quit. We knew that. Tried to tell our guys that at the half, and then the first two possessions of the second half, we give up transition layups, and then it was a dogfight from there. But you know, to get down one and then shoot with, I think we're down one with less than 3 minutes to go and finish on an 8-1 run. You know, we made some big stops late when we needed them. I think you know, Aiden Sherrell's really coming. He's in the practice gym working on his free throws right now, but if he made his free throws, he'd have been 2 blocks shy of a triple-double. So for a kid that only had 7 blocks all of last year to have 5 last game, 8 this game, like he's doing what we need him to at the rim. You know, and we offensively we were good enough. I didn't like the way we were to close the first half or start the second half, and I thought their switching caused us some problems, and we need to be better with it. But you know, we've got a lot of offensive firepower on the bench. You know, and Holloway, right? So, you know, Keaton's all over the offensive boards. You know, Jaleel was on a minutes restriction, and it would have been nice to maintain that 20 point lead to get him more minutes tonight. But, you know, we've got a lot of offensive firepower that didn't play, but we still had enough in there to get the job done. So, big win against a pretty good team. I think right now the SEC's tied this thing up with 3 wins tonight. Hopefully I think there's 3 games going still, is that what it is? Hopefully we can get some more wins and end up winning this challenge. But you know, they gave us everything we could handle tonight, and I give them a lot of credit. But I thought our fans were huge in the second half when we needed some stops. You know, I thought some guys made some winning plays. I think Amari made a lot of tough plays. And Sherrell's defensive blocks made some tough plays. So we're seeing some good things out of some of the guys that you know, we're growing, and when we add the pieces back in, I think we have a chance to be a pretty good team.
Start plate.
How impressed have you been just with the maturity of Amari and him being able to step up in his increased role tonight with guys out?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he just first double-double in his career, but certainly won't be the last because he's been pushing him pretty frequently. You know, I think it's a guy that if you can get some defensive rebounds and we push and, you know, get Holloway and Reitzel back, put some shooting around him, like he's going to end up with a triple-double. You know, I would think that that's pretty likely with the way he rebounds and scores it, would put some shooting around him. So, you know, he's been a winner since the day he walked on. He was super competitive the first week of summer practice. He's not going to back down from anybody. You know, he's played against high-level competition. He spent 2 years at IMG. I just don't think he was able to really showcase everything that he could do. I think, you know, we saw it enough in his summer of AAU going into his senior year, and he played up at Schwabenau in Green Bay. But I'm really happy for him. He's a great kid. He's a winner. He's smart. He's tough. Just makes a lot of winning plays. He's gonna win a lot of basketball games his career.
Emily.
Hey Coach, after tonight, is there any consideration to eventually add Amari into the starting lineup, and what were your thoughts on his first start?
Yeah, I mean, once we get Houston and Trelly back, we're gonna have to figure out who's gonna start. Some of that, you know, so we'll essentially have 7 guys that can all 7 starters pretty well. That's what you're gonna have, and a lot of that's gonna mainly be determined on the rotations as to how we can get the right guys in together with the other guys off the bench. So, yeah, we can definitely start him. As you see, I mean, he played 36 minutes and against a really good team, and he led us in minutes tonight. So he's also a winner and doesn't really care about starting. And to me, you know, you talk like when we pulled Houston out of the starting lineup, and we kind of did that to get the rotations to where we could try to help shore up the defensive rebound and get a little bit more size when you're bringing, you know, him in. You know, I thought I I mean, he was just like, whatever you need to do, I don't care, like, I don't care about starting, I just wanna help the team win. Amari's the same way. So, when you got a group of guys that doesn't care about starting, all they wanna do is help you win, it's not that hard. We figured out the rotations, we get with our analytics company, we'll figure out the best rotations, you know, starting guy, you know, like you got London Jimison stepping his game up, he's 3 straight games in double figures, like, he's gotta get more minutes now, like, so, when we get everybody healthy, we figure out who needs to play what minutes and what rotations make the most sense. The great thing with coaching this group of guys, I'm down on them for their mentality to not play to their defensive capability for the whole 40 minutes, but I really love this group in that they're all about the right stuff as far as it comes to being a great teammate. Like, they all got a lot of Mudita, they're all super happy for each other. You should have seen them, like Big Aiden won the hard hat with the 8 blocks, and everybody's super happy for him. I mean, you know, and he feels bad. He let his teammates down at the free throw lines, and in practice gym we're doing his free throws right now. So we got a good group. I don't know what the starting lineup will end up looking like once we get totally healthy, but we'll have 5 good starters in there and a bunch of really good players coming off the bench.
Theo.
You just brought up London, but the 3 games in double figures, he's done it really efficiently. What have you seen from him, and what's he been doing in practice maybe to continue to earn himself more trust, more opportunities for you guys?
He's making tough plays. I mean, I thought he, probably outside of Aiden Sherrill, was our second best post defender tonight. I thought he fought it hard. You know, he showed he's got some fight. He fought pretty hard at St. John's. When we put him in, he took full advantage of the minutes we got him in Vegas. You know, when we were a little short on guys in 3 games in 3 days. And, you know, so obviously you got to practice well, but he's taking advantage of his minutes in the game. He hasn't made bad decisions. His turnovers, you know, he has 0 turnovers. He's 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. Obviously we'd like to have the 1 free throw he missed, but he's pretty good at the line. I mean, you go look at his stats, and he's just keeping it real simple and playing hard and making tough physical plays. And you know, when he's been in the game, you know, I'm looking right now, like his defensive leverage is a positive 21. Like, you know, on the 33 possessions he was in, our defense was at 1.09. So I think his defensive capabilities with his length, athleticism, and toughness are showing you. I mean, we were making some subs late game, you know, trying to get LeBaron out with the 4 fouls on defense, so he didn't foul out of the game, and we're, you know, we got 2 freshmen that we're putting in that we trust to get stops, you know, Davion and London, and, you know, he's done well for himself here lately.
Yeah, so LeBaron had 20 nights tonight and 29 against Gonzaga. Just what are some of the differences that you saw? Because you said against Gonzaga you can do a little bit better.
Yeah, I think tonight, I mean, he only had 2 turnovers. If I remember right, he had 5 against Gonzaga. Is it accurate? I can't remember off the top of my head. I thought I did though. So I didn't think he was like forcing it into crowds and make it, you know, he had 1, he turned it over trying to hit the cutter on the baseline, but other than that, I didn't think he just had any careless ones like he did against Gonzaga. You know, he shot it pretty well from 3. You know, I thought he did end up with a lot of assists. We only had 3, but we also didn't make shots like for a lot of the second half either. So, you know, in the second half we were 25% from 3. So those are where some of his assists are going to come from. So, and he's making a lot of winning plays on the offensive end. I thought the start of the game, those first 10 minutes, he was pretty good on defense. I think the foul trouble might have scared him away from being as aggressive as we need him to be on defense, because he's capable of being an elite defender, and we're trying to get that out of him like he was his freshman year. I thought he's had a great week of practice. Thought he had the start of the game, his mentality was right, and then he got in a little bit of foul trouble. So I'm just going to keep working on him to be, you know, best 2-way guard in the country is my challenge to him. Like, got to play both sides of the ball for us to win at the level we're trying to win at.
True. Coach, you guys held them scoreless, I think, the last 2:41, made some difficult plays, and I know you weren't pleased with the defense the second half, but they did respond to game pressure, and Talk about Millett's, I thought it was maybe the biggest play of the game, offensive board, he gets a deflection, which leads to a Bowl-Bowen 3.
Houston, I think the offensive rebound spray out 3, huge. Houston makes, effort plays, winning plays, tough plays. He's a max effort kind of guy. Thought that 3, and then Amari kicked one out, that kind of loose ball that he ripped away and got it. Thought those 2 were some of the biggest plays late in that game. They just came from 2 kids that are all about winning and make tough plays. And I don't know who hit the one on Amari, so that might have been Taylor too. I can't remember that. But Taylor did make some big shots. We know he's super skilled. We gotta get more out of him on the glass. He wasn't bad tonight. In 28 minutes, he had 5 rebounds. We just need a little bit more. He's capable of being an elite rim protector and rebounder. He did it at St. John. So, but yeah, talk to our defense in the last kind of 2.5 minutes of the game. I think we were down 1. I think we finished on an 8-1 run, if Steven's got it correct. I think they hit the 1 free throw because they missed a few free throws, which helped. We missed plenty ourselves throughout the course of the game, but they missed a few there at the end, which obviously helped late in the game get some of those stops. But I thought some guys made some big plays. I thought Aiden Sherrill's blocks were huge, and he got some big rebounds there late for us too.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate you.